My mother had 6 kids. 3 of them were named Falkovich and 3 of them Forkosh. And our place was named Salotvana, where we lived. And when we kids were born, it was Czechoslovakia. And by the Czechs, all the Jews had a pretty good life. People were in trouble too. They were poor and rich and mediums, of course, like all the time. But we made a good living, everybody. And then the Hungarians came in. I was about 11 years old when they came. And that was in 1940, and the Hungarians came in. And the Jews, of course, by the Hungarians started to have problems, trouble. They took away the license from the business, and they didn't let, the Jews had problems, what can I tell you? My father was once locked up because somebody said that he was working with dollars. And they wanted him to show and to say the truth that he was helping out for people with the dollars, but of course he said no. And they locked him up for 3 weeks. And I can never forget when he came out, they cut his beard off, and I wasn't used ever to see him without a beard, and I started to cry. My nose started to bleed from the excitement. I'll never forget that moment. The day after Pesach, they came, they knocked on your door, the Hungarian police. They used to wear hats with feathers and so dressed up like, you know, very well. And they said in 2 hours, we have to be packed and get out of the house. And it was a Shabbos. I'll never forget that. And on that big field that Saturday, we all Jews were there, about 600 people with kids. And we ate there, and then the guy gave one ring and said, packing. We are going.
Bobby, which camp did you go to?
The camp is not so easy. That Saturday, they took us to walk to a train. And we went in, not in the regular train, but, you know, in the train where they carry things. And we went through Poland. They took us into Poland, and people came and they wanted to give us something to Nash or something, but we went all the way to Auschwitz with that train. And Auschwitz, they opened up the doors from the train, and they threw down, we didn't know what's what, but it said the big sign there, Arbeit macht frei. That means work makes free. And they put the woman separate and the man, and they took away, my sister was already married by then and she was pregnant. And my mother said, oh, give her to me, because he separated us. We were 5 girls, 5 ladies, and my mother 6, so he took 3 and 3. And separated us, and my mother wanted my sister to go back with her. And then the guy threw another sister of mine to us, and we were 3 sisters taken to Auschwitz in there. And what they did in Auschwitz with us, you want to ask me what they did in Auschwitz? The women who were separated to be alive, they gave us, they took us in and they cut the hair from A to Z everywhere. And then they washed us and they gave everybody one dress. And I got from my a long blue dress with a red cross on my back. I'll always remember the red cross. And then they pushed us in the barracks. In Auschwitz, there were 3 camps, a B, and a C. And we were in the C camp, but it had 31 blocks, and every block 1,000 people went in, 1,000 women. And we had a lady there, the captain, and the captain was a Hungarian. She speaks Hungarian. So we were put on, how should I say, there were 3 parts, front and 3 parts in the back, and 1, 2, 3 in Auschwitz camp, and the blocks. So we have 1,000 women in 1 block. And then she, when we asked her, where are our parents, she started to laugh like I would hear her now. Her name was Vera. I don't remember names, but hers I won't forget. Vera said, you fools, your parents, you see that smoke there? That's where your parents are. And she said, each one who was chosen this way with you is here, and the rest of them are all there in the smoke. Can you imagine how we felt? It was the first night when we got there, when she did this to us. She said that we should know they will blow at 3 a.m. or 4 or 3:30, sometimes 4 a.m. We had all to go outside and stand in line. And be quiet, because if they heard something, then it didn't work. And that was going on day after day. And they were always coming to choose people, and they took them away. But we never knew where they take them. The Russians freed us, and it was a lot of problems when the Russians freed us. It was not so easy. There was no food. There was nothing. And we took an old wagon without horses, and we took ourselves together. Some family first who was there from our hometown. We were there 17 girls together. So about 10 of us came together on that wagon, and we were pulling the wagon, starting to go. It was Poland. And we went from one town to the other, slowly with that wagon pulling. And when one day we came and we left the wagon with the stuff, and whoever could carry it, and the rest we left there, and we jumped up on a truck, and I see the main German SS lady right there walking, and I started to yell, but she ran away. She was lucky we didn't catch her. She ran away. But till today, I always remember how I started to cry. Look who is here. We didn't want her to live, but we couldn't catch her. We stopped at a place, and we knocked on the door, and they opened up the door, and you wouldn't believe it. One of our cousins lived in that house, and we were yelling and crying all together. Anyhow, this is how we became free. The Russians came in and they freed us.
Bobby, when did they put the numbers on your arm?
I got the number before they took us out from Auschwitz to go to that new place. They numbered us, 300 ladies. They numbered, each one got a number. But a lot of people got in Auschwitz the number. They put them here in Auschwitz. And this was one of our own women who put that number in. And you know how much that was hurting, because each one, it was like with a needle. Each number was specially made with a needle. When we came home from the concentration camp, my sisters a man came and told her that he knows that we came home. He came to marry her. And she married, and I was living with them. But then came the Haganah. They wanted us to go to Israel. And I told my sister, I'm leaving you, I'm going to Israel. And I left. She was very upset, but I left to Israel. And then my brother-in-law told me, you know, Matilda lives in Israel. I give you an address, and you see, find her. I finally go there and I knock on the door. And the lady opens up. She doesn't know who I am, and I don't know who she is. But I ask her, does Matilda live here? She says, yes. But you wait, I have a boy for you. I said, how do you know for me a boy? Matilda's not married. Why don't you say the boy for Matilda? She says, no, I'm telling you, I have a boy for you. That night, I met Ben. I went there to see Matilda, and she introduced me to Ben. And we got married in 1950 in Tel Aviv. What did you carry? Flowers, right. Ben sent me every Friday. He went to stand by the buses who went to Pardes Chana, paid them the money, what it had to cost
The trip?
The trip. How much the trip to Pardes Chana was, he paid for them. They should bring me the flowers. And I had every Friday he sent me flowers. Well, he needed help from somebody. You lived alone.
Yes.
That's all.
Yeah.
Don't forget that we are married already 65 years, more than that.
Schei wie die Lavona, lachtig wie die Sterne, von Himmel am Matona, hat man echt sie geschickt.
Right. And I don't have a voice to sing. I feel sorry because he has a beautiful voice.
I have your voice.
We love you, Bobby and Zadie.
Thank you. Bobby and Zadie says thank you.